Alright, so this video is for the people kind of in the middle of the gun control debate. They're the fence sitters, the ones who haven't decided one way or the other. So, what is this gun control debate all about? It's really about your Second Amendment rights to keep and bear arms. And they're trying to tell you it's about other things, but when it boils down to it, they're trying to restrict and infringe on your right to keep and bear arms. So, why do we even have that right? Well, to begin with, the Founding Fathers, they knew that every government eventually tries to subjugate its people. It tries to get more and more power and more control over the citizens. So they wanted to avoid that. So they created the executive, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch, all to watch each other and keep each other in check. And they also put in the Constitution of the United States, which is a list of things that the government is not supposed to be able to mess with. Well, if that failed, if the three groups worked together and started taking things away that were protected in the Constitution, they wanted the citizens to be able to deter the government, to possibly even replace the government with a legitimate government if they broke their constitutional vows. So the right to keep and bear arms is about keeping our government honest. It's about keeping our government in check so that they work for us. The government is of and for the people in the United States. Now I want you to think about that. Do you think our current government considers itself of and for the people? I'll let you decide that for yourself. But okay, so one of the first things about it is they wanted it for national defense. They wanted to be able to deter invasion from other places. And I know of one case where this actually worked. In 1941, the Japanese planned to hit Pearl Harbor and drop 1 million troops into California. But some of their officers went to school here in the United States, and they said even though 1 million troops is enough to defeat the United States Army at that time in 1941, it is not adequate to control the citizens because most of the citizens are armed. So our 1 million troops would be outnumbered 10, 20 to 1 against the civilians that still had arms, and the military would be there too. So they hit Pearl Harbor and didn't do the land invasion because they could not control that large of a continent with everyone with guns. So they decided it was too difficult, they couldn't do it. They just didn't have the manpower to control the American citizens. Not the army. They did not fear our army. They feared the citizens of the United States. And that's why they only hit Pearl Harbor and didn't invade us. Now, the other reason that our founders also put into the effect the Second Amendment is because they wanted us to be able to keep our government in check. All right, so they wanted the government not to overstep its bounds. They had clear limits on what the government could do, and they spelled them out, but they knew the government would try anyway, which is what is occurring right now. Let me give you a couple of examples of how the government has taken away a few of your constitutional rights. The Patriot Act that was passed about 10 or 11 years ago actually allows the government to listen to all of your phone calls and to read all of your emails, which goes against your Fourth Amendment rights. They should not be able to do that without the permission from a judge and a subpoena, but they do it to everyone's emails and everyone's phone calls. They data mine them in computers, and you can look that up if you don't believe me, but that's part of the Patriot Act. They can invade your privacy any day of the week. Another one is you cannot protest anywhere that the Secret Service is. So let's say that the president or vice president is having a rally and I go there to protest what they're talking about at the rally. I can't do it because the Secret Service is there. So that violates my right to protest, which is First Amendment. What else have they done? They also passed a rule. This is the best one of all, actually, or the worst one of all. If you are deemed a terrorist, the military can lock you up indefinitely, and that means as long as they want to, i.e. your entire life if they choose, and they don't have to let you have a trial. So if they think you're a terrorist, they can lock you up forever without letting you have a trial and go in front of a judge to prove you're innocent, which totally violates the Fifth, the Sixth, and the Eighth Amendment. So again, if you are the kind like this guy I talked to the other day who asked me if I trusted my government, I kind of laughed, and a bunch of other people on the Google Live chat laughed, because we know about these laws that totally violate the Constitution that were passed in the past 12 years. So when you ask me if I trust my government, I can give you 3 examples right there where they're breaking the Constitution, and it's happened since 9/11. All right, so if you believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, understand that you need to be for the Second Amendment. You don't have to own a gun. You just have to be a supporter of the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment is what keeps the government from taking away your life, your pursuit of happiness, and your liberties. So if you want to keep your life the way it is now, to where you have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you should be pro-Second Amendment, because that is what helps maintain your lifestyle and the way you are right now in the United States. So here it is. My call to action is this. I know that you know someone out there that is a fence sitter on this issue, that they may be anti-gun, but they just anti-gun and give you reasons that they saw on TV. They don't really understand what the issue is about. Now, there's going to be some people that are totally anti-gun. I mean, hardcore anti-gun. This video is not for them. They have every right to that opinion. They do. That's what's beautiful about America. They can have that idea in their head and be completely sound in it, and I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the people that are in the middle right now who just know what they see on TV and don't know any better. I want to reach them and let them know what this debate is really about. It is about their life, their liberty, and their pursuit of happiness. And if they don't stand with me, they may lose that. And then when they're crying about it, I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry, but you didn't stand with me when I could have done something about it. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please share this video with someone you think it'll benefit.